nobody's coming back with a flat top haircut. That is not. It ain't coming back. Hey, listen, if you think the flat top haircut is coming back, put a 1 and pour one out for the dead homies in chat. If you think the flat top haircut is coming back, but I don't think that's gonna. That's. I mean, like we're really just going in opposite directions here. Like it's like the broccoli head. That is like the most perfect way I can describe that haircut. Everyone has that motherfucking broccoli headed haircut, and I fucking despise it. Do you know what I mean? Like, does anyone know? Like, am I alone? Like, it's like the shaved head on the side, and then the fucking just like the poof. It's like not quite an afro. Yeah, like it's like the 2020s version of the Jerry curl is like what I'm looking at. Stop! Get out your finger out of my ass wallet. Okay, but before we begin in this discussion, I think chat does deserve to know just like the thumbnail crisis we were having this whole this whole thing, because it was incredible. It's went through like a few changes. Hold on, I'm struggling so very hard, as I always do after however many seasons it's been since streaming. Okay, so we were pitching out some new ideas for thumbnails, right? We're like, how do we get people engaged? Like, what do we got to do? How do we got to fit into like the streaming zeitgeist here? So we tossed around, what was Joe Biden think? That's probably. Oh. But you can't really tie him in to remastering anything. I'm normally good at bullshitting like connections, but I've got nothing. I don't know how I'm gonna tie in old Joe to anything regarding. You're not audible. Hold on, say something. Well, good to know I've been talking to myself this whole time on stream. What a classic. Well, anyway, welcome everybody. This is just what happened. Nothing has fucking changed. Okay, how about now?
Hello. What about now?
Okay, well, yes you are. I showed up early. I did the troubleshooting. I've done it all. I've done everything except for secede. Maybe that's how it's relevant. It's just a Biden moment. God damn. Okay. So then like we threw that one out. We're like, okay, we can't quite make that one work. So we go back to the drawing board. We decide. Oh my god, I love it. Oh shit, that's like my favorite one too.
I don't know, it's a tie for me. Joe Biden, what was he thinking? That's got something.
I just like how just off the cuff it is. So I just gonna keep that theme of just having some off the wall title that has nothing to do with it.
I got it. You should have the Joe Biden tagline with the Trump picture.
What was Biden thinking? Just put him over. Yes. That's like the only thing AI is like exceptionally good at drawing. Like if you just say like Donald Trump, it will nail it. It will nail it. You don't have to say anything. Oh my word. People just deserve to know. Like those didn't just deserve to sit in like the inbox. Good lord. Those are all just incredible. But we are talking about remasters. Which one has done it the best? Same rules apply. We will hash it out. And AI will decide for us which one of us was the best or orator of arguments, as they will. we are bringing to the table Xenoblade Chronicle X from Shippo. I'm bringing him Metroid Prime Remastered, and Sandwich Man is bringing RE Code Veronica for the PS3.
I was gonna say X. I was like, you mean Definitive Edition?
Isn't X the definitive edition?
X would be probably the best one out of all of them, besides one, in my opinion.
Oh man, it's such a tie. Like if
X
it
is such
was
a damn good game.
one of these days, we just gotta do just like which one's the best Xenoblade, honestly, for like all 0 people who have played these games to just give a shit about or watch. But yeah, he means definitive edition. Although I'm still struggling so very hard. Okay. I got everyone on live view. I let it off last time. We're gonna let the Xenoblade go first this time.
Ooh, okay. We're gonna let Xenoblade go first.
Yeah, so why is this the best remaster?
So a little bit of back history on Xenoblade. A lot of people they know the games now, but back then it was a GameStop exclusive game that was only on the Wii, and it was probably one of the biggest JRPGs that dropped through help of the fans, actually, because this game actually wasn't even supposed to leave Europe. It took the effort of a lot of people called Project Rainfall, I think, that basically petitioned, like the people petitioned for Mother 3 from Earthbound, to get this game over here. And it worked. But the problem with it is it came out only as a GameStop exclusive. So it didn't reach a big critical mass audience until it got re-released again underneath, I think, the 3DS edition. So I want to say this game deserved such a remaster because of how well Xenoblade 2 did, that Xenoblade 1 really needed like a new way for people to play it. And so when it came out on Switch, they finally went ahead and oh god, I forgot that I was supposed to be recording. Okay,
I was
that's
gonna
fine. I'm
ask
talking
you
about the back
too.
history.
Are you before you recording anything?
So talking about the back history of it, I just wanted to say that I believe that it deserves the best remaster for it, not only because there were some glaring flaws in the first editions, including that you had what was it, quest tracking issues, where now you have more than 400 quests in the game, including a whole entire new DLC that was added onto it. But it was not even it was just pack in DLC. There was nothing else that you had to do. It was already there. Oh god, why is it not recording my voice? Okay, never mind. It's not recording it.
This is beautiful.
But I wanted to say it improved quest tracking with more than 400 quests in the game, and it justifies helping out for people that want to complete the game like I did. It also gave one extra addition that I really enjoyed, and that was the way to change cosmetic gear and add on more cosmetics as well too. So that way you didn't have to mix and match armor that just looked fucking goofy as hell. And so I want to believe that was one of the best improvements in my opinion. There was another thing that I really liked as well too, and that was because they added something called expert mode. Expert mode was for people, so when you do quests in this game, you can over level really fast to the point where battles become really trivial. So in expert mode, you can readjust the levels so that way you can give yourself part of a handicap, or you can hold back from over leveling. I want to say as well too, one big addition was the time attack mode that got added as well too, because it also gave restrictions on gear and made you have to build your teams. It let you go ahead and not only unlock new gear, but also finally upgrade your skills to the max. So the cap was at 10, but now it's at 12. And I want to say as well too, one of the better things as well too is just in general the remastered graphics and the updated soundtrack. This game looks absolutely beautiful, and it was a fucking experience on the Wii and the 3DS to be able to even have a game this size and magnitude be able to run properly. And so I want to say not only did Tetsuya Takahashi just knock it out of the park with it, he introduced a huge amount of people to this game that probably never got to experience it. And people that didn't have a Wii U that got Xenoblade X, or people that just didn't really like Xenoblade X, they could kind of experience why people really enjoyed this series outside of the very niche people that played Xenogears and Xenosaga like me.
Yeah, looking at this area, goddamn. It really is just like, see the difference in visuals when you actually like build for the system that you're running on. Like I know Switch has like a bad rap for like just looking like shit, but my word, the game is visually good. So you made expert mode, which I mean, expert mode just makes the game run like Xenoblade 2. Honestly, like that's just like the default way, where like you'll get some experience points based on like quests, but then like you'll have like bonus experience that you can just choose to use or not use to just like sort of like control the leveling. Cosmetics, definitely agree. I never had to play Xenoblade 1 like that default way where you had to mix and match armor. It was just always like you could just put on the clothes that you want and then have like the fashion gear, which was like a Xenoblade X edition, which I'm glad they definitely kept that. I don't know if like the armor set thing comes back in. It doesn't really come back in 2 or 3. Now that I think about it, like there
Yeah,
is.
they kind of scrapped that where your armor doesn't change depending on your equipment and gear, whereas like your weapons and everything change in Xenoblade 1.
No, like in 2, like there wasn't really like a big like clothing system. Like that was like a DLC thing in 2 where you had to. It was like equipment gear, and then like if you put on that gear, it would change your clothes. But it was only like, do you want to be in the crazy swimsuits? Or that was pretty much it. They didn't have like a
Yeah.
like the armor sets that like the series does. But at the same time, I guess I didn't really feel like I was missing anything. Like they all have like such distinct outfits where I guess I didn't really feel the need to like have to want to customize them. Maybe more so in X, just because like it's supposed to be more of like an MMO in that style where you are customizing your character a lot. But like for these people, eh, I wouldn't really miss it if it left, but it is a good addition.
I did want to add on as well too. One of the big things that I talked a little bit was the add-on DLC, Future Connected. Not only
Oh
was this
yeah,
a change, was because Xenoblade 2 added its DLC where Shulk and Fiona um, meet up with Rex and the gang in their DLC. But this also helped interconnect what happens after Xenoblade 1. I think I want to say 2 or 3 years into the future of Xenoblade. This also comes back and connects with Xenoblade 3 as far as I know. I still have to play the game, but it helps interconnect between 1 and 2 and 3.
I'm gonna be real with you. Having played like all of them, I have no idea how Future Connected ties into 3. I'm just they just
I
both
thought
say
it
the
was
same
because of the way
shit.
that Shulk built the Monado. He
it,
builds his own Monado.
I don't I don't know. Like I beat Future Connected and then like you play Future Redeemed, which is like the prequel to 3, and I'm like, yeah, like they have like the same title structure, but these are like they are like the anime movies of like Xenoblade, if that makes sense. It's like in Dragon Ball, it'll be like, yeah, we gotta like stop King Pilaf from getting like the 7 balls. But
We got
then in
Broly.
but then in the movie, it's like, okay, so now there's like a Chinese emperor and he's gonna in state prison camps and Goku's gonna stop them. And it's like, wait, weren't we just like doing this? Yeah, but we're doing this now. And then like that happens. And then we go back to the main story. Like that's almost what it felt like. Even though like I'm
So it
pretty sure
doesn't
it
connect
does.
fully with 3.
It does connect. It's just uh,
Very
I
sparsely.
I gotta. I'm probably gonna have to replay them because it doesn't make doesn't make sense to me. Oh my word! Oh
But I
man,
will say that Future Connected is a welcome addition to a game that we didn't even ask for any DLC. It just wraps up in a nice little bow at the very end of 1. But, you know, if you wanted more Xenoblade content for the first game, here you go. Here's another 8 to 15 hours.
which I guess if I could criticize Future Connected in that sense, I remember like I did have some issues with it. It's just been a minute since I've touched Future Connected. I just know like I wasn't too keen on like the whole. Well, didn't you have like a bunch of like they were prospectors, but they were called pawn specters
The no
because there
pawn
were no
prospect
they were no
prospectors.
pawn. And it's like if you got too many, if you were too good at the game, and you would have so many little Furbies following you that like you would just start to lag the game because it just wasn't meant to have so many people.
Was it
Oh,
lagging? 'Cause I never noticed that from what I remember playing.
what did you get? Like the whole gang?
Oh, I got the whole team.
You
I
got the
100%
whole
it.
squad. Oh my word. That would be like the only like you could actually cause like a technical issue in the game with that if you just like tried to do it all and like you went in like wide open areas with a lot of foliage and it's like okay, you just gotta tone it down for a little bit.
The Switch can only handle so much.
Please tone it down. This looks really pretty. Yeah, it's Xenoblade. I keep saying it,
Yeah.
man. Everybody needs to play it. And none of you
I mean,
fuckers
honestly,
do.
I think this is one of the best English dubbed games that came out for a JRPG. It has an amazing cast, even though all of them are mostly British. It just
Hey,
fits the theme so well.
English dub, like they are English. It was
They
indeed
are
an
English,
English dub.
and they did fantastic. Honestly, um, I I can't really explain much more for what the definitive edition does. It's basically the base game, but more add-on improvements and quality of life changes that I honestly can't recommend to play this edition more than anything. If you like the old style of Xenoblade's look, where it has like more of a humanistic look in the Wii and 3DS editions, then all more power to you. But this does everything and more. And if you've never played Xenoblade before, I recommend it highly.
That is an interesting thing about this game too. Like it technically has a demake in that it has a 3DS port, and then it has like
Yeah,
a remaster, and that it has like a Switch port.
it's
Like between the
incredible.
both. Yeah,
And I played the 3DS edition. I played the Wii edition.
Jesus
I've played
Christ.
almost. Yeah, I love Xenoblade. It's one of my top 3 games. Like I go back to this game every couple of years or so and 100% the whole game again.
Jesus Christ, because I mean, this doesn't really. I guess I'll stop recording because like these arguments aren't really for like being a bad remaster. These are just like Xenoblade problems in general. I didn't really like the whole like Shulk sees the future and then like a future sight bit that really to me like just kind of slowed down the pace of the combat. It really did feel like kind of MMO fetch questy. Since like this is the only version that I've played, it is very easy to just like go in an area. And then your main objective is like, okay, we gotta find the tire iron so Ryan can fix the mech to do something. I'm not really sure. And then you set that quest, and then at least like 15 others, and then you're just sort of going like up and down the map to the point where like I believe like they did just like implement an auto run because they knew that you're just gonna be doing that for a minute. It does
Yes,
get
they
better
did
like with
implement
the
auto run in the definitive edition.
I know like they're getting better like once you hit like warp points and stuff, you can just like warp up and down and make it really quick. But then there's like that bullshit where like some quests are dependent on weather, and if it's not the right weather, then you can't do it. Shout outs to the fucking Gower Plain monster thing I had to kill and just had to keep re-warping back into the area to like try to farm it. Like fuck that shit. Whoever
My guess is you were trying to fight Roberto, the frog that only appears during rain in the day.
Yep. Whoever fucking decided that like weather is random and I can't control it, like please
I
change
remember the
jobs. You're
fucking
very bad at
monster's
it.
name too.
Yeah, like fuck that shit. Like why? Why is this like randomized? I just want to do the fucking quest. Tell me.
The
Tell
only
me
thing I have
why.
to counterpoint that is that you have the time change system right there, and if you
But it
just
doesn't affect weather.
does it not? Because
No, I
remember in
tried.
this edition, you can just go back and forth.
No, I stood there. I'm like, okay, day, night, nothing. And then if I leave and come back, then the weather would change. And I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking awful.
Interesting.
I also really dislike that Shulk was like the only one to be able to hurt like there's like an enemy type where like you pretty much like it just defaults to like you need Shulk.
The Metcon.
You can't just like have it. So like as like a fun experiment, there is like a story point where they actually do put you against Mechon, and it will be like, hey, do you want to switch out members of your team? So for funsies, I took Shulk out and I only put like everyone else on the team just to see if I could win. And the game does let you win. You can. That's like I believe like the only Mechon you can kill without him. They did it with Dunban.
Well, eventually there becomes a story point where people do get anti-mechon weapons. It's not super far into the game, but you do start to get weapons that can damage mechon just fine without the Minato.
I just hate that. It's like, well, if you need those, they're not the best statted weapons. It's just like, oh, if I'm coming across this enemy type, now I gotta stop. Now everybody on the team has to switch. Now we get to fight. Okay, now we're done. Okay, now everyone switch off your weapons. Okay, let's go back to what we're doing. Like, just I'm so glad like that has just never come back in any way, shape, or form from this game, because that was like one of the biggest blunders I would consider.
So would you say that one of the things that wasn't addressed with a remaster was allowing people to have more customization, or having to force Shulk into a party to be able to damage mechon?
I can't really say that because I haven't gotten to play the Wii version, or I choose not to play the Wii version of it. So like I really don't know like how much of that carries over, or if they just knew that.
I would say it's about the same.
It seems like it, based on like the little bit I played from the Wii version. It seemed like they didn't really deviate a whole lot. It's just they updated the art style and like added some costuming stuff, but like the UI looks the same, their animations look the same. Like it really all just seems like it plays the same.
Yeah, for the most part, it plays exactly the same. Just little additions here and there, and I think that's what a remaster needs. If anything, I would say this kind of borders on, in my opinion, a remake almost, because it adds extra content to it. It updated the whole entire engine and graphics. It just, all in all, I want to say it's a solid remaster that you can pick up, you can play, and you can see why people enjoyed this game without having to go back or, experience the Wii, experience it on 3DS. You have one that's just good to go, and it follows in tie looking just as good as Xenoblade 2 and Xenoblade 3.
It literally is the definitive edition. Like it has everything the others have. It performs better. It looks better. It has extra content. You literally lose nothing from playing this version, honestly.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, like what are we doing here? Was that no, they were just doing a chain attack. Yeah. Snow areas don't look the cleanest. I'll give them that. The kind of stuff that this game really does like excel at just like natural looking areas, like when they're able to show off like, look how we were able to like pull off foliage, look how we were able to pull off just like that kind of stuff. I definitely think visually the game definitely is at its best when they're just like out and about. Skip around. Where was like when are they going to be in the swamp? That's like kind of in the Dead Melia. Then
Satori Marsh.
Yeah, the marsh.
Right before this,
the marsh is like one of like the nicer looking areas.
The jungle.
Yeah, all this too. Like the fact like all this was on the Wii too is just like, damn, like you guys are some fucking wizards.
And if you never played with Ricky, Ricky's probably the best character in the game.
Both mechanically and like morally, he's just a good dad.
He is 100% just he really is the hero.
He is the hero Pawn. He's only on the team because like he's in debt or some shit, and he has to pay it off.
Exactly.
I fucking love it.
He has to pay off his whole debt.
It's like, yeah, this guy like owes us a lot of money. Like you're just gonna. What was like the sentence? Like, why did they just send him off with them?
They said that he is the chosen hero pawn because he owes debt for like eating so much food or taking up so much of the village's resources with his family. They said that he has to go and take down the Dino Beast.
That's That's incredible. Everything about these characters is incredible.
I love it. Every character is special and unique in their own way. Just in general, like it's such a great story, has great acting. Um, all in all, it's a game that will keep you really intrigued, and I honestly believe people should give it a chance. If you even have an inkling of wanting to try Xenoblade, I recommend it. I recommend that, and I recommend 2. I highly recommend X.
Oh, did we finally get you on recommending 2? Did we finally flip them off on I hate 2? Because I'll take that
I
as
don't
a.
hate 2. I told you I don't hate 2. I
I'll
just
take
did
it as a
not like
W.
1.
Oh man.
I have to give it a chance because I did enjoy parts of 2. It's just some parts I was just like, God damn it, can this game be over?
Oh my god. I don't know. They all got a little bit of something. It's definitely like an interesting RPG. I'm just struggling to think of anything I can dent in here because I also really like Definitive. I really like everyone's choices. I really do like them in terms of like
They're
remastering.
great.
Like Xenoblade really did like they really only added. I think it even added like the baby mode. So if you just don't want to play the game, you can just flip it on easy mode.
Yeah,
Turn
there's
off your
casual
frame.
mode.
Yeah, like it has like fucking baby casual mode. If you just like don't want to learn anything, like sure, but then you're just sort of cheating yourself out of it. But god damn, man. I wonder if they do. Do they have any bit of feature connecting on here? No.
Probably not.
They have a little animated stuff. The Monado that never comes back. Whenever we get into like killing. This is one of those games where like I'm at the end. I'm probably spoiling something, but I just don't think I can spoil it from just how much is going on. Like this is something I can't spoil. Quite literally.
It's a game that just keeps on like giving for its most part, and I honestly think that you really should give it a chance. It's one of those games that I fell in love with so much.
God damn, the twists and the turns. If only Sandwich Man has played the game. Wouldn't that
I'm
be
gonna
nice?
play it.
Yeah,
I am gonna play it when
yeah.
I'm finished Tomb Raider. I'll give you my word. I will play it.
He has finished Tomb Raider already. He has not played it.
No, I haven't finished Tomb Raider 2.
Finished it already.
He has literally finished it already.
He would also brought up it wasn't just the 3DS, it was the new 3DS. Yes, it was a system exclusive. It was just like Majora's Mask 3D, which I think could run on regular 3DS, but it was like built for the new 3DS.
Built for the new 3D. Hold on, my computer's throwing a hissy fit right now.
Oh no.
I'm trying to. If my stream goes down, you know why. But okay. This is the future connected look. Honestly, like that outfit should have been in Smash. How do you make like that good of a costume and just like not include it?
The Monado's badass as well too. The one he builds, it shoots out flame. I was like, holy shit!
If that shit is not in Smash 6, like you have failed. I'm sorry. Everything about this look is like on point. Yeah, it's gonna struggle a little bit. Damn, man. I know I should be arguing against him at the same time. It's like I kind of don't want to. It's just such a good remaster.
Biased.
Oh man, but it's really good though.
You have a biased referee.
Points to it. I mean, there are some things that could have been improved. Like the travel system could have been improved a little further. Like they could have given more accessibility to move faster on the map.
But besides what more warping or more?
Maybe more warp points, but I don't know. I just feel like it just does everything naturally and it just works.
Yeah, there you go. He's got his 3 pawn specters already. Everything about these people is correct and nothing should be changed. Oh, because I mean, if I have a complaint, it's not really because of the remaster or like how the remaster is doing it. It's just more so like a game complaint, really. Which mainly it's like the questing, it's affinity stuff. Like I guess if I could dock, it would be like just not removing just some of like its gatekeeping, like the affinity system. I hate it. I hate that's like you need to. I hate how much time you have to spend with somebody before like you're allowed to watch a cutscene in a sense. But I don't know, like, what was that rectified? Like, did they add an item to improve that grind, or like was that just sort of left on its own?
I want to say it was kind of left on its own. I remember getting the love affinities or love whatever they were called
What does that
to
exist
give
in this
the like.
game?
I'm pretty sure it does. It's one of the items that gives like 100+ affinity. Let me see.
Because that doesn't sound like it. That sounds like a Xenoblade 2 thing.
Let me see.
Yay, nay, nothing.
Trying
Is
to
the,
find a
I want to say they
affinity
don't.
boosting item.
I'm leaning on the side if they don't. Yeah, but like, goddamn, it was like really quick on the warps too. I don't know, like everything about like this series is like black magic on the Switch. Just like a really solid looking game, performs well, runs good. Too bad Simon hasn't played it, and he just doesn't know the joy.
Yeah,
Oh
love
well.
source. Love sources are in Xenoblade 1, and it gives 100 points of affinity.
Oh shit. Okay, so they just ported that over from 2 because they real. Okay, well in that case, fuck. I think it's not really a complaint then. That's just me like being ignorant. Yeah. I have nothing bad to say about this pick. This is a very solid pick.
I'm trying to think of some other good counterpoints to it that could be.
The man is trying to think of his own counterpoints. Like that's where we are. Oh my
It,
word.
You can expect
it's
a balanced
solid
debate.
game.
I don't know,
Like I said,
man.
I come back to this game every couple of years and I 100% the whole game again.
Because I fucking hate RPGs. I despise them, but I will play Xenoblade.
It's the
I think
Halo
it's just because you don't have to
RPGs.
stop when you play Xenoblade. You can just kind of like, if you don't want to battle something, you just walk past it.
It's just like I like the people. This is like one of the few games where it's just like it has like obnoxious cutscenes, but it'll let me skip it if I want to. I actually want to watch the cutscenes. The fighting is like it gets more satisfying the more you figure it out, and you're like, oh man, I could just like link into this, and this. We could start doing some insane damage. It's just like a fun game to learn. Like, oh man, I've got nothing. I've got nothing bad on it, man. It's just
It also
good.
has one of my favorite memes of all time too, and it's a Xenoblade meme where you can apply it to everyday life, and it's the one thing that pops up in the very beginning of the game, and it says running away is a valid tactic. And I'm just like, you're goddamn right.
You're goddamn right. Going to run. And that's what I'm going to do. Oh, fuck, man. This is like, yeah, like this is probably like one of the all times in terms of like remastering for sure.
It just adds on to the original and does what the original does, but more shit.
It's just, yeah, game but better. Please play. Shit, dude.
And I think honestly, if we didn't get Xenoblade over here when all those people worked so hard to be able to get this game like over to the States. I honestly think that 2 and 3 probably wouldn't have existed at all over here. It probably would have been Japan exclusives.
Which, yeah, like it's weird. Just like that one pivotal moment where like just who knows that timeline without
I
these
don't want to
games,
be
but
part of that timeline.
I don't want to be part of that
like
timeline.
part.
So when are you gonna play it?
As soon as Tomb Raider is done.
You've beaten Tomb Raider.
Not the remaster, I am.
Yes, you have. You're on New Game Plus.
On 2, I haven't started 3 yet.
Oh my god.
He's getting there.
There's still more to do.
No, there isn't.
I
Would you
can't
rather
put my
play
Steam
as
review
a?
up till I've done it all.
Would you rather just be a big dummy playing a British person, or be a not dummy playing a British game instead?
Is Xenoblade a British game?
Isn't Monolith Soft Where's Monolith Soft? I mean, why else are their voice actors fucking British? Like, why they don't?
It was because the game was originally released only in Europe.
There you go.
Hang on, let's look this shit up.
Yeah, see, it's part of your heritage, and you're just turning it down. Oh my god, all the exclamations.
It's crazy too, because one thing I do have to say that's also very impressive about this game was that at first Nintendo was not going to even let this game get developed. It took Iwata, as far as I remember, to let Tetsuya fucking cook, to let him cook and make this game. He fought against higher ups and said he really wanted to see this game be made.
Thank God. Thank
It
God
was
for
another
Iwata.
W.
There's another W for Iwata's resume. Why do the good ones leave us so soon?
Yeah, and it was because it was also, the funny thing was is that Iwata was also the person that helped develop the name for the game too. He made it called Xenoblade Chronicles instead of Monado, the beginning of the world. It was because he really liked Tetsuya's previous titles. He liked Gears and he liked Saga, and he heard about how he struggled trying to get the stories off the ground and trying to get the games out. And so he was just like, you know what? I really want to see you tell like a full story in your eyes. And he was like, don't worry, I'm going to get shit running for you, homie.
What a just fucking G.
Iwata with the
Seriously.
big W's, man.
Just everything about that guy is just incredible. You done? Did you find your answer?
It looks like Japanese people to me.
With Monolith Soft?
I looked at Xenoblade Chronicles, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
look at the team that made it. That was Monolith Soft.
Oh, Monolith Soft? Monolith Soft is Japanese
Are they
video game
Japanese?
studio. But like all the voice actors and everything else, and some of the people that worked on the programming were British. British or European.
I mean, they did the same in Resident Evil. They used American actors to portray the characters because I guess they didn't think Japanese characters would have a far-reaching audience, maybe.
I mean, like a zombie apocalypse in Japan just turns into like High School of the Dead. So I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know if that's marketable over here.
Maybe they wanted a different target audience, you know?
Ah, shit, man. I'm still like I'm trying my hardest to stall. I still got nothing. I'm just drawing complete blanks. Oh, Blanca Rudy's. I really like this pick. It's a very good pick. So we'll just have to argue even harder.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out something else negative to it. I guess maybe combat speed could have been improved because auto attacking is still slow until you start getting up in the game. But that's game progression.
Yeah, like, that's just how it works. It's just
Maybe the item collecting system for certain quests could have been less random, because certain like these red items that you see on the screen, You have to find them for certain story quests to be able to access new areas. Sometimes they're really random to find. Sometimes you just find them right out of the spot.
Oh wait, or are they like randomly generated? I mean, like that's like a
They're
just a
randomly generated
Xenoblade.
as far as I remember.
That's like a problem across the whole, just Xenoblade as a whole. Like I don't know why they just choose to like not put the correct amount of things they tell you to go find, forcing you to leave and come back or like try to regenerate shit. That's just like a problem in general.
It could be a problem that could have been just like rectified with the remaster. That's maybe a gripe I could go with.
Fundamental, but like I don't know, like it seems like they wouldn't even want to fix it just because like this has persisted until like the third game. They just refuse to fix it. It's like, are you just saying that's not an issue that
If it
needs
ain't
fixing?
broke, don't fix it.
Even though it's like, no, I would absolutely call that an issue. Like you have like a million quests. Like, why does this one need to take longer for no reason? Yeah, man. Guess we'll nothing to do but move on unless you think of something else.
Can't think of a single thing else that I can think of that's bad about the remaster. Like I said, it improves on the original. It's the definitive edition.
It really was a definitive edition. But you know what else is a definitive edition? Good old Metroid. Good
Prime
old.
is so good.
Yep. I would say it has the same attributes as this is for Metroid Prime, by the way, Senior Chicken, just so you know. These are all for Metroid Prime now. Okay? You got that? You're not gonna translate me into Chinese? Okay, cool. This is another game that definitely just takes the game and literally just gives it back to you and makes it better. The only counterpoint I have to this is that the fusion content is missing from the game, which is a big shame. You can't just like plug in your Game Boy and get like the fusion suit. I don't know why it didn't just become like unlockable content or like hidden content since like you already have the models. I don't know if they did redo everything from the ground up. It almost looks like they did. Because an interesting thing with Prime was like there was the reason it looks so good, especially back on the GameCube as well, is because they didn't rely a lot on texturing. Like a lot of the stuff is just they made the model and then they just made the shapes and all the carvings and stuff in the model to put into the world. So it's not very texture heavy, which is why when you upscale it, it can still look very good. And it looks like a lot of it was recreated here for like a second time. So it does the whole Xenoblade thing. It just improves lighting, improves all the effects, all the models. Just improved, but the most significant improvement, which is like the game changer, is just the dual stick control. Just making it play like a regular shooter, like any other shooter, is the biggest W. And despite like the lost fusion suits, that's what makes this the definitive way to play the game. It absolutely just makes it like less less clunky. If we're gonna be real with it. It feels more natural, especially just because like it's so many other games have that formula with the first person shooter, and this one just basically taking let's make a shooting scheme that works, put it onto a good adventure game, and this game is just fucking phenomenal. And if you haven't played it, bar none, the way to play it. I gotta take a quick pause because I gotta copy my arguments over to Word. Give me a sec. Let's see. Things we like about Remaster. Some other little improvements that carried on over as well. I want to say if this is the port from the Prime trilogy, it doesn't really count. I guess this makes it the second time the game was remastered, considering if you do count like the Wii release of the Metroid Prime trilogy is like a remaster. But this is definitely like going the extra mile to remaster it. I think it did carry over like morph ball movement, just like allowing you to jump. I want to say the beam, the fact that you could just like change how you do beam switching and visor switching on the controls also helps. Kind of a minus that you had to go into like the the switch menu to make your own control scheme versus just like being able to use like the in-game control scheme to like kind of map what you want. But it's like fully customizable controls, which definitely helps you get a feel that you want. Oh my god. And it's just like another one of those like, look what the Switch can look like and do if you just build from the ground up for the system that you're building for. Like, it really just it pops visually as good. It definitely gains a little bit from not being as massive as Xenoblade, just like having more confined spaces. Stuff loads so much faster, which makes it seamless. Like, you can shoot a door, open it, and go, versus like in the GameCube, shooting the door was just like telling the game to like, hey, load the next area. This is how loading is handled. And sometimes you would just like sort of shoot a door and just like stand there for a little bit, just sort of chill, count your crypto, your bitcoins for a little bit, then you can keep going if like the room was like complex. But this one, it is all seamless. You're just point A to point B has been massively improved, which is a big W. I think other minor tweaks was just like how the beam weapon works, like the standard power beam. They just flipped it over to be like Metroid Prime Hunters, so that's just kind of like a non. It just reduces trigger pulling in that sense. I think it's probably the most inhospitable game, or one of the most inhospitable versions to speedrunners who like to break the game, because it's like, I believe based off the port that just kind of removed a lot of like the skips and cutscenes where one of the more famous ones was in the caverns where you could like get a artifact piece early, or not artifact piece, was it power bomb, something like one of the pieces, one of your power-ups you can get early before you're supposed to get it, but then like there's like a door lock on there to just keep you from getting it before you're supposed to, and the only reason it's there is to stop speedrunners. So that's kind of like a small negative. It's not like the version people want to play. But if that's like not your thing and you're just there to go on the ride, this definitely is like a definitive version of a game that has been just fully remastered. Top tier.
Okay, that's your
That
full
is
statement.
that is the opening statements. I don't know if there's
All
any
right.
counters.
Never played it.
I
Why?
didn't play the remaster, but I did play the original and played the Wii version of Metroid Prime. Solid game. It, all in all, was one of my favorite games I picked up back on GameCube era. Trying to think of some counter arguments to it, but it's not against the remaster itself. I want to say it's just because part of the base game
Ooh, but
was that
then
it
maybe I
feels a
can.
lot slower than other Metroids because it's more, I want to say, it has that verticality with it where you kind of have to explore a much more 3D environment versus a 2D where you have everything on screen side scrolling. Whereas this feels more, like you were saying, like isolationist. It's more free roaming.
Is that
And
comparable
so,
though? Like, is that like
yeah, it's
a?
not comparable. It's just differences between the 2D and 3D with it. I want to say maybe one counter argument I could have against Metroid Prime itself is that it feels too slow at some points. But
What points are we talking? Are we talking about like when it tells you, hey, you get a power up now? Please go to the opposite end of the world to get this other power up, and you're like, well, what am I doing?
I mean, some points like that, yes, but that's also kind of ingrained in Metroid's formula where it's like now you can explore previous areas with this. But I want to say some of the environments are not interconnected. You have to go back to like certain elevators to get to other areas, whereas like in other Metroids, you could just get to those areas by like having like say the speed boost and being able to just like break through a wall that just leads into another area versus having to go and fuck around on the elevators to go back and forth.
There is some of that
But
where like the progression is like more logical, and like you get something and then the game is just leading you to where you need to go next, so like it doesn't become an issue. But there absolutely is a case of no, please just go all the way back. And you're like, well, all right. Thankfully, the maps aren't like super duper big, and it will take me forever.
No, they're not at all.
Oh dear.
But I'm trying to think if that's like a counterpoint that could be put with the remaster or fixed in general without changing too much of the core gameplay. And I don't know if it can though.
Like if it's like a slight, like it's just something you could have fixed, or it just can't be removed just because like this is how the game is, and we're not remaking.
I think it's just because that's just how the game is.
You should stream it. Oh, you're talking about Quake. Yeah, I haven't played it. I haven't played any of the Quakes, but this is like just like pretty much like another Xenoblade case to me, where everything is just it's the exact same game. They've just the same game, but a little bit of improvement there that just adds so much quality of life. And I can't imagine going back and playing like the original version of the game just because like how much better the remaster is. I'm sure someone out there, like if we have like a bunch of freaking Yuzu mods, can like put back in the fusion suit at some point. The game is popular enough, but like until then, it's not enough of like a minus for me to just want to go back and play the GameCube one. I think they also took out like the original Metroid port in there too. Like you could also unlock like the original NES Metroid in Metroid Prime.
I think you could if you had like the Game Boy Advance adapter.
Yeah, and just like those features are. You probably took them out to not compete with like the fucking Nintendo Online shit or something like that, just because like that game is on there. It's just like
It was crazy how much shit they added in the games.
Yeah, he really had it good. Have you really? Why haven't you just played any of these good games, Sandwich Man? The fuck?
I don't know. I'm just bad at life.
Stop it. I don't like it. Improve.
You've got my commitment. I will play Xenoblade as soon as Tomb Raider is done.
Oh, I want to see it. We got a host. I don't know how typical game streaming is going to come back in a way here, but I would like to actually get in the habit of like starting a game stream and then actually finishing the game versus just like going from one to another.
Wait, you mean finishing it in one stream, or just or making sure that you actually complete the game?
It is actually finished versus just like, we tried it then left.
We did most of Haiti.
Haiti was beaten several times over.
But yeah, if you want to stream it, I think we can stream Xenoblade, but it just means you have to wait till July, don't we?
Hold on. Jesus Christ.
I want to say maybe one downside I could think about that could have been improved with the remaster was that part of the game, I guess maybe it got improved because now you have that free, like that second stick to be able to aim. But most of the game just comes down to just like lock on enemy, circle, strafe, and shoot.
Yeah, that was their big like it's a one stick game because the right stick is used for beam changes, and so like that's what made a lot of people go like what the fuck type of deal. But then like if you learn how it works, then like it's absolutely functional versus like this is just like, oh, it's a shooter now, and like I don't even have to lock on. I can just like play it like a shooter, which is like really, it was very refreshing, honestly. And like you realize how much this game was built for the targeting system, because you just being able to like zip around them and just like aim normally is like a very, very big buff to you. Was it enough to game break? Probably, maybe some enemies, but like it definitely doesn't just like break the game.
No, I don't think it breaks it.
You can absolutely tell some stuff like was not intending you to be able to aim this well. Oh,
I want to say
man.
some bosses probably could have been improved with like a lower health bar though, because some bosses take forever to fucking kill. The last boss entirely.
I think this is also the version that actually has like improved enemy health bars. Like this is the one where enemies are actually
Did
harder.
they change that up for the remaster?
No, like because they changed it up for a Prime trilogy, and this is just a port of Prime trilogy.
Okay, because I was gonna say I was like I remember the boss like especially Metroid Prime being the fucking worst because if you die right there you have to go back like
Do it
20 something
all
fucking
over.
minutes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and you can't skip cutscenes. It was like fuck you.
Oh, I think that was patched, like a button press will skip it.
Now you can skip the cutscenes in the game. Okay,
But I would also want to like die in Metroid Prime just to test it. Just to like make sure I'm not talking out my ass.
I mean probably the easiest way to die would be the space pirates, especially the phase on ones.
I'm talking about like a Metroid Prime. Wait, was that always there? Did they always have like little physics like that? Like ragdoll physics? Because like that pirate
I don't
just
think
like
so.
he just slided off of there, yeah. The fact that you added that, kind of wild.
Here it says there's no shine sparking in Prime, and the screw attack's only in 3.
Screw attack is
They're
in
right.
2. That's a lie. Metroid Prime 2 has screw attacking.
Never played 2 or 3. I need to though.
Yeah, they both have like the screw attack in there.
I played Other M.
I liked it when it was I liked it when it was over.
I think that game could use a remake. If they remade it, it could work. Because the gameplay is okay. It's just it's executed like progression wise horribly, story wise horribly.
It's a worse version of Fusion is really what it is. It
Fusion
literally
was a
is
really
just
good game.
yeah, like people really liked Fusion. And then everyone thought like Samus was like really out of character. I'm like, no, like she really is just a big dork that thinks to herself all the time. Like that's on point. What are we talking about?
Until they made her a baby bitch in Other M.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like her just being this really introspective like geek that thinks to herself is very on point to like Fusion.
Well, she has to listen to Adam 24/7.
That part is like, yeah, I'm burning alive. Can I please not die? Or like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
I've already said that part of my negatives is maybe some of the backtracking, but I don't know how you could improve upon that without changing like core gameplay
or changing the map.
or changing the map in general
Allowing
because
you
like
to
some of the
warp.
map is built around it.
There are like little moments of shortcuts. It's not too integrated. Like they showed they understand the concept of it, but it's just not done well. One is like in the caves where you can either go above it or below it, and if you go below in the morph ball, you have to like dodge a bunch of little beetles. It's like, hey, Samus in a ball, let's get her. But then you have to like sort of sneak around them. But then once you get the double jump, you can just like jump over the fence, and it's much faster. It's like they could have done stuff like that, where like once you get this power, you can just take the easy way through the room versus like the long way, but that's not really done a lot. Oh yeah, this part it really is just Metroid Prime but better. Like there's no other way to put it. Not only that too, it's like I guess what I also will say, it's like Xenoblade. I understand like why a remake would be made because like this is a Wii game. The art direction went such a different place, and it is just it gains so much. Metroid Prime, honestly, it is not that crazy different, like direction wise from the GameCube. It's probably like one of those games that probably did not need it to this degree. Like if you had just done what Prime Trilogy did and just like, hey, here's like an upscale dolphin game, go play it, you fuckface, and they're like, oh, thank you, Nintendo, I will consume product. Like people would have done that. Like and like probably not have complained. But, like the fact they went this, it is just like so unnecessarily hard. Like what they did. Like remember Wind Waker remaster and you're just like, okay, there's like a bunch of bloom. It's great. Twilight Princess is just kind of like, eh. And then here's like Prime being like, yeah, we redid all the art for no reason whatsoever. Just because. And it looks incredible. Nobody would have cared, but they did it anyway, which is what I respect a lot too.
It just fits, and I like the fact that that this game, it needed to have another way to play it besides just emulating it, because I feel like the Prime series, it's one of those games that you remember, and when you go back to play it, you're just like, yeah, it is what I remember. I remember it being fun, and it was fun.
This is like the way I remember it looking. It was like one of the best looking games of its time back in 2002. Like shit was going nuts visually.
Oh
like,
yeah, 100%.
When I think about Prime, it's like, yeah, like of course it always looked this good. Like this game was crazy visually. But then you go back and look at Prime and you see like some of the, like it's chinks in the armor there. You're like, yeah. And then this is just like, nah, this is what it always was. I'll just sort of sweep the other one under the rug. Just sort of forget about it.
Did they update the soundtrack at all?
No.
So it's still the same. Surprising.
I mean, it's just like a bunch of synths and techno, and like, you can't really improve on that. You just sort of change out the instrumentation for there.
Well, I was just wondering because I mean, like a lot of remasters, they usually just like update the soundtrack for like modern day whatever, like audio. And I just want to say that maybe soundtrack for Prime just held up that well that they were just like, yeah, you can't really improve upon it.
Not really. Like you don't stand a game from like slapping a SoundCloud wrapper on it and going like, yeah, put that fucking drum in there, put that fucking bass line in there. It's just, yeah, electronic music is electronic music. Sounds all right. Can't stand
If
the
only
game.
Sandwich Man would have played this game.
If only Sandwich Man would have played this game.
I haven't played the original Metroid yet.
I mean, I haven't beaten the original Metroid either, but I played it.
I've played it, but I never finished the original Metroid because I like Super Metroid much more.
I haven't
played that one either.
Yeah, I haven't beaten that one, but I played it. It feels too like, I think Zero Mission is like the best side-scrolling one. Like Super Metroid feels too floaty to me. Like something about like its physics just feel like off.
I liked Zero Mission. I just did not like the end of Zero Mission.
What, when like Sam was sneaking around the pirate ship?
Yeah, that felt too slow to me. I was like, all right. I was like, you took away my power suit, you took away my speed boost. Now I just gotta do this shit.
You just run by everything.
Yeah, but if you don't have like a lot of health or anything like that, you just get like shotted really fast. And I was like, fuck off.
But we got the Zero suit.
I guess so.
We got the best suit Samus ever has, not having a suit.
This is also true. I think that was just the only gripe I had with Zero Mission. Otherwise, pretty solid game. But yeah, Prime was actually my first Metroid game I finished. I went back and I played Super Metroid afterwards.
Yeah, just like that 3D appeal. It's more accessible. Definitely like a more accessible version. It has that same DNA of like the 2D games. It's just in a 3D environment, it's slowed down a little. Just because like, hey, get more immersed. Look at these crazies. Yeah. Like the art direction in this game is fucking incredible. Honestly. It is a top 10 game. I really have nothing bad to say about most of these picks. Like it's just hard.
I think one of my only other complaints I could think of is towards the end, you have to have all the scanned like Chozo artifacts or some bullshit like that to be able to access Ridley or something. If I remember correctly, because it's been a while.
You can get them on most you can get on the way, and I believe it's only like 3 that become
that you have to go back and get. And I wish that was probably fixed with the remaster, because that part is really fucking annoying. I hated that part of Metroid Prime.
It is one of those double-edged, like, if once you know where shit is, which requires you to beat the game, then you realize, oh, this is not as bad as it seemed. However, the requirement for you hitting that epiphany is beating the game and going through that suffering. So
Again,
your
yeah.
opinion of it is going to be like, yeah, it technically isn't that bad. It's just a lot of people will perceive it as that bad because they don't find things on the way, or like they don't have the clue that tells them to look in the spot, that tells them to like check here at this time type deal.
Yeah, it just feels like with that part of the backtracking, I'm just like, yeah, fuck that part. But I think that's the only big gripe I have with Metroid Prime.
Yep, this one in Prime 2 did the same shit but worse. And then 3 was just like more of a railroad. It was very, very linear in comparison.
Yeah,
It's nothing.
I have nothing else to say. Prime it's a damn good remaster. It's a good choice. Appeals to a wide audience, except for like 2D Metroid purists and shit like that. I think it's a solid game that people should go out and actually play if you have any interest in it.
This isn't good. Like, people like drama and heat and people fighting. This isn't going to resonate with today's America.
But we
Saw this-
chose the best remasters, and we think that these are really damn good, and they're solid choices. I can't think of any real big negatives.
All right, you know what? Code Veronica are just gonna dunk on it the whole time. All right, let's send him up to bat.
Claire is a TERF, and she does not support trans rights.
Oh my god.
Cross-dressing freak.
Cross-dressing freak. All right.
Yeah.
Code
We're never going to see a
Veronica.
remake of that game, are we?
No, if they are, she's just gonna. When it gets to that line, she's just gonna just change it to "you stunning and brave individual."
You are loved and validated.
You are valid. Get shot at. All right, Code
All right.
Veronica.
So, for people that may not be aware, Code Veronica is a Resident Evil game. It starts out with Claire Redfield, who made her first debut in Resident Evil 2. And she is looking for her brother Chris, because why not? The police aren't going to do it, are they? So she ends up in a place called, was it Rockford Island? Some shit like that,
Yes.
which is some kind of umbrella base. And it's got some weird guy who's in charge of it all. The what's his face? Alfred, who's like from a long line of people that have inherited this company, and apparently it's not doing very well because the guy sucks. So Claire gets captured, and she has to try and escape, and she meets up with this guy called Steve Burnside or some shit.
Steve Burnside,
and-
how dare you? You put some respect on his name.
Steve's very misunderstood. He's a really cool guy, but because he's like from New Jersey or some shit, that nobody likes him. But yeah, he's pretty upset because his daddy's dead or something, and they have to work together. Apparently, he can fly a plane, which is pretty lucky because that's the only way to get off the island. So, good job on that. But what's really good about this game, it has a lot of, obviously Resident Evil games traditionally have a lot of backtracking. In fact, I'm just going to start recording now because this is now criticism rather than backstory. So, it has the same formula. You have certain areas that you explore, and there's going to be a lot of backtracking. You'll get new items where you can unlock more doors and you explore more parts of the area. But what's really nice about it is once you've finished that section of the island with Claire, you can play it again as Chris, and you can see more areas that Claire couldn't access. And same again when they go to the Arctic base, which is where they fly out from, where they fly to after they escape the island. Because Steve's an idiot, and he cuts one of the water lines, one of the water pipes. He floods the whole area, and because it's really cold there, it all gets frozen over. And so Chris can just walk on the ice and explore parts of the map that Claire couldn't get to. So I think it's really clever the way they managed to make use of the same environments, the same locations from multiple characters, so it didn't feel stale. It just felt like you were getting a different experience, but you're still exploring the same areas. So it's it's good. It was originally released on the Dreamcast and the GameCube, I believe. And it was subsequently remastered for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. I've played both the GameCube version and the PS3 version. And I think the PS3 I think the remaster is really, really well done because they don't try and change anything in the core gameplay. They just make some improvements. So you've got all the textures are up-res to HD, so you can play in 1080p, and it's in widescreen. So I think the widescreen is a particularly good upgrade because when you're playing Resident Evil games, a lot of the time you will run into a zombie because you couldn't see them. So the widescreen does give you a little bit extra screen so you can see just a little bit more of what's coming. So that is not only it's a nice addition because you obviously playing on a HD TV or monitor that you want to be able to see the whole screen, but having that extra little bit of space on the screen is actually helpful in the game as well. So that's a big plus. There were a few different versions of the game. So you have Code Veronica X, which is like a director's cut, and that features extra scenes and some different dialogue and a couple of other minor changes. I'm quite I quite like the extra cutscenes because you get more of the story with Wesker. Because if you don't have the CVX version, then you won't get the full story basically. And the PlayStation 3 version includes the extra cutscenes. It's a port of the CVX version. Sorry, just checking it's still recording. Yes, it is. Okay. There was a few other bits they added. So they added like achievements as well, which is nice. There's the lighting effects. So things, the colors look a lot more crisp and vibrant, and the lighting looks a bit more realistic. So when you're using like the lighter or you're in dark rooms that have less lighting, that it's more obvious. You can see those environments. They look nicer. And yeah, it's a shame really that they never released it on PC. They did release Code Veronica on the PS4, but it's a port of the PS2 version. So you'll be stuck in 4x3, and in particular, my version is particularly bad because it's in PAL, so it runs slower than the normal game should. And I've no idea why they did that, because when they released RE2 on the PlayStation 3, it was the NTSC version, even though I purchased it from the UK store. So I have no idea why they made me buy the PAL version. I don't want it. I don't want to play it in slow motion, and it's really annoying. So good thing is the PS3 version doesn't have that issue because it runs at full speed. So that's another benefit. So yeah, for me, it's a solid game. It's probably my favorite Resident Evil game of the classics because it technically doesn't have fixed backgrounds. It has full 3D environments, but it still has. Sorry, it has full 3D environments, but it still has fixed camera angles. They do move a little bit. The camera pans now and again, but they're still mainly fixed in a third-person perspective. So you still have that classic feel, and you still have the tank controls. And I think it's probably the best classic Resident Evil game. Maybe slightly below Resident Evil 3, but that's probably because it's the first one I played. Otherwise, I'd say it's the best. Yeah. I suppose the only probably thing they could have done, which they did in the RE1 remaster or remake, I consider that one a remake probably because it's completely rebuilt. That one included modern controls, so for people who didn't like the tank controls, you could just use a stick to move around much easier. So I'd say as a criticism, they probably should have had something like that in the game because some people just hate tank controls because they don't like them. So it would have been nice to have an option to switch them between modern and classic, but there we are. Any pushback on those?
Absolute pushback on
Oh
this.
dear. Oh dear. I wasn't expecting any pushback.
Well, yep. So pushback for Code Veronica. I would say all the games listed here, this is easily the weakest remaster, basically because this was built for the PS3. I don't know if most of you remember what the PS3 games typically look like, but they look much, much, much better than this. So when we're talking like Xenoblade Remaster, like that thing was like from the ground up, we are going to take advantage of this hardware and we see the absolute best of the Switch. Same thing with Metroid Prime. We are seeing like the best of the Switch. Here, this feels probably I would categorize this as like on the lazier side of remasters. This is like Twilight Princess remaster tier. This is like one of those slight update models, and that was like a perfect example too. I don't know if you just saw it. So Claire has several different models that she branches between. That was her cutscene model, the one with a full face rig, one with like a nicer face. Like there was absolutely no reason that even this model couldn't be like her default model because the PS3 can handle it. But for no reason at all, she's going to turn around, and then we're gonna go back to like just the basically Dreamcast here. The mouth isn't rigged really bad. Like really like the difference between these things. It's almost like a night and day cut, and we're like, what's happening? Like we are no longer on the Dreamcast, we're no longer on the GameCube. The system can handle it. The system can look much, much, much better than this, especially for like a fixed camera, small area type of game. PS3 games can look fucking crazy, especially for something like this. So this is absolutely a cash grab tier. We're just gonna, I don't know, let's do AI texture upscale before there's AI texture upscale. Let's just slap it on there, call it a remaster, call it a day. So it is the best looking version of the game, but in comparison to the other two remasters, like fuck no. Like this is lazy as hell. Even right now, we're looking at the cutscene version of Claire, the cutscene version of Steve, the better looking models, and then once we go back to gameplay, we're just gonna go back to like whatever the fuck we were doing. But then I'll drive anybody else like mad because it made me mad that like they wouldn't even.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, look at Claire's face. Like look how much better it looks like right now. And then when we cut back to the game, really look at her face again and just like what exactly we're looking at. So like on a like your Nintendo Dreamcast, on like your Sega Dreamcast, when we're trying to now look at her face.
You can see a little subtle difference with it. Yeah.
Subtle? Boy, hey, it's subtle as hell. Look at it. Look at it. Look at this shit. What
Well,
is this?
if it's close up, you can notice it like completely. But I'm saying from like the camera angle of like being behind like where it was with the door and everything like that, I couldn't really notice it too well. But then again, I'm looking at it through a Discord screen.
Do like a
I'd
Discord.
probably have to look at it through like an actual screen.
Because like that's like one thing that like pissed me off. Like she technically has 3 models. She has Claire herself and I believe Steve. Let me just clear this. Claire has like a CG cutscene model, the in-game cutscene model, and then like the in-game model that you play as. And the in-game model does like the typical like the face is like one mesh. There's really like it's not rigged to do anything. It's just like it's a cheap model in the sense like it's cheap on polygons for performance sake. Like that's why it's made that way. But like this is the PS3 port, so if this was on the same level as the other 2 remasters, this game would look incredible. Remember that at this point RE Remake has already come out, and just the stark difference and like how much better that game looks compared to like the original is insane. So we've remastered this game for the PS3, which is much stronger than the GameCube, and yet it looks worse than like Resident Evil Remake. And the reason why it's because, well, we didn't want to put a lot of work into it. We're just, here's the same game. Here's some like slightly less blurry textures. Like, give me money. Which is like, that is not on the same tier as like these other remakes that literally like, hey, we're gonna take all these assets and we are going to remake them from the ground up for this system. Like a PS3 from the build ground up Code Veronica should look pretty it should look really, really good. Considering like if you've ever seen like RE0 on like the PC, which is that's probably like the tier it would be in, like around that time frame. Like that game looks very, very good. Like that's what this game should look like, honestly. And instead I'm looking at like a blurry cushion door as I go back into this like hallway for no reason.
I want to say as well too, the remasters for Code Veronica, the lighting is different compared to the regular Dreamcast edition because it looks so much fucking darker, so it makes things harder to fucking see at times.
I mean, he did mention the lighting. I will give him that the lighting is improved in this version.
It's more realistic. So that's the idea is supposed to be more realistic, natural lighting.
Like yeah, like
so it will be darker.
The lighting, like playing off of Claire, like the lighting. That's probably like the only thing that's about the PS3 that's being used right now. But no, like, see, look at her face again. Look at this. That's a perfect example. That's just how you know, like Claire's gonna say something. She's gonna speak. She's got lines to say. I mean, they couldn't even give us that. Like, they couldn't even go back to the code and just say, like, hey, use the cutscene model of Claire for the game. We didn't even get that. That's how lazy this port is.
Not as lazy as the PS4 port. It just emulates the PS2 version.
Oh my god, so the PS4 port looks worse than this?
Yep.
Which is sad.
The PS4 port also crashes a lot too, from what I've heard.
Well, I refuse to play it because it's in PAL. I don't want to play the game in slow motion.
Yeah, okay, no, okay, see, so hold on. Now we actually have like a decent look at her face. You go back. You go the fuck back right there.
Oh yeah, you can tell now.
Oh yeah.
Now look
Holy
at it.
Shit.
These are
static.
These are not the same fucking people at all. Remotely. This is what you do when we are trying to save polygons and we need our like thing to perform. This is not necessary on the PS3, and yet it's just the same. That's how I know y'all literally just ran this through some emulation shit, packaged the game, and then gave it back to us.
It's in widescreen though.
Yeah, like you. Oh, okay. Like you added widescreen correctly, and then you improved the lighting, but that's it. Like that doesn't even compare. It's not even close to the other two.
I knew I should have picked Umbrella Chronicles.
What the fuck? Wait,
Well, I
that's
was
not a
going to pick RE1, but RE1 is a full remake.
Yeah, I would like just the fact that it has like new it that is like that game is like straddling the line, to be honest. Like it follows kind of the same formula, but then it just like throws on more areas and it adds like more content. It adds it's not the same game. Like it
Yeah, they
clearly
made too many
is-
changes.
Yeah, it's like a
Like you got
different
the death
direction.
masks and shit. Yeah, which you didn't have in the original. And
It's
there's more. There's a lot more rooms in the mansion as well. And the shark tank, that's completely different.
yeah, like, and I agree. Like, if we were talking remakes, that's 100% like that's one of the cream of the crop. But for remasters, like, nah, this is like one of those lazy ones. in my
Cash
opinion.
grabs.
Yeah, this is
I
a
guess
cash grab remake.
the struggle. See, I wanted to pick Tomb Raider, but because I couldn't think of anything else. That was the thing. But I just love this game a lot, so I figured
So even like
I'd bat for it.
All right, hold on. Let's do Tomb Raider 1 remaster. I'm just gonna like cover my eyes, and I really, really don't want to see this right now. All right. Why Tomb Raider 1?
You haven't played this, have you, Shiver?
Oh, the Tomb Raider 1? I played the original, but I haven't played Remaster.
Yeah, the remaster, it's like a night and day difference.
But why?
Because every single texture has been like updated. Like it's either been completely replaced or AI upscaled, but done in a way with a controlled way so that it looks good.
I just don't want to look, man. I'm not gonna.
I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it for you. That's the thing.
Okay, so we'll just. No, I don't
want
care
you-
what's happening here. You go away from me.
I want you to experience it firsthand.
And I will. God damn, everything looks so good about this game. I mean, honestly, like you played Halo. Like Halo, that was like a Master Chief Collection. Does have like remasters of like 1 and
Yeah,
2.
I've never played the original though, so I would have no way of really comparing it.
Like that Halo 2 remaster is like that's definitely like in the upper echelon of remasters as well.
Yeah.
There are just so many good choices, and you pick fucking Code Veronica. Like, why?
Code Veronica needs some love. That game needs a remake, and it deserves one. It's super good.
I was kind of like, on it.
Oh, I like it. It's the only one you get to play as Chris and Claire.
It's just weird because I think Claire's whole thing is like she's not a fighter. She doesn't want to be like action Rambo. She just like wants to take things down from the inside. Even though in this game she literally leads off with trying to be action Rambo.
Yeah.
So like the last time they do that.
Well, she becomes a domestic terrorist.
She literally starts to, well, yeah, she does.
I suppose probably the best Claire would be RE2 remake or Revelations 2.
I like Revelations
I don't
2
know.
Claire a lot.
I like Revelations Claire more than Remake Claire because Remake 2 Claire is really fucking autistic because like everything that's happening like really horrible around her, she just kind of has like this goofy smirk on her face going around shit. And I'm just like, bitch, we're like in the apocalypse. Like
Ew.
Leon's just like fuck me, shit bricks mode. Claire's just like, come on, I'll show you stars.
What the hell?
Like, I don't know. Claire just seems kind of fucking puzzle piece and fucking remake.
Oh
Well,
my
I
word.
guess we'll have to leave it up to Senor Chicken.
Yeah. Please tell me everyone like copied their arguments into like a separate notepad.
Yeah, mine cut off towards the end, but I think I got the bulk of it.
Not as spicy as I was hoping. Because even when I'm dunking on Code Veronica, he doesn't even want to fight it.
I can't really come back on any of those points. They were all very valid. I just really love Code Veronica, and I couldn't think of anything else, and I wanted to give them a shout out. Really,
Even though like
It's
the only way
Code-
you can play this is on like the PS3 emulator, which can finally run this game okay.
yeah, I actually want to replay it now that the emulator supports it.
Which is
But
like
isn't
sad.
is the port for the PS3? Is that the PS2 port?
No,
It's the CBX
PS3.
port.
Yeah, the PS3 one is the one that is the best one
Okay.
with all
I've
the
heard
yeah.
things where some people are just like, well, this runs the PS2 port, and
That's
the PS2
PS4.
port is worst.
Yeah, the PS4 is the one that emulates the PS2, and it's terrible. The PS3 is the decent one.
Gotcha.
Some people prefer the Dreamcast version, but I like the PS3 one. I'll stand by that.
Which like I mean I will agree. It is probably like the best way to play Code Veronica. It's just like in terms of remakes, it's pretty fucking lazy.
Yeah, there's nothing really remastered about it.
Remaster,
I mean, the
yeah.
music's the same, gameplay, the graphics are still like everything just looks like it was like buttered up with a little bit of Vaseline on it too, because it looks blurry.
Here, let me just oil you up a little bit. Let me just figure it out.
Yeah.
There you
I
go,
can go
kids. That'll be $50. What were they charging for this game too? Like when it was like fresh. If this had a full like price tag, I would have been pissed.
Hang on, I can tell you exactly what I paid for it.
Yeah, like what did you pay? Well, I mean, like you probably got this like way down the line. I'm talking about like when it was new. What was like the price tag?
Resident Evil 4 and
Oh,
Code Veronica
curious.
X bundle. Nope, I think this is the wrong one.
Easy it.
Where is it? PS3.
I would like to know.
There.
What?
£5.
Okay, $5 for a little Vaseline game. Like, okay, you know.
But that was, I think that might have been on sale.
Well, then that doesn't count.
PS3 retail. Let's see. It was released September 28th, 2011, and it was like 16 packs, like $20 basically.
Which is that's still too much for like just the not work you put into this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
like
can buy it on the
$5 is
store.
about right.
It's about 12 pounds on the store at the moment. Oh no, that's the PS4 one. Oh dear, that's a big ripoff.
Wait, what does it
That's
cost
terrible.
now? What does it cost now?
Oh, so on the PS4, £12 right now
Miss me with that.
for the broken one.
Oh my word! For like it's not even the enhanced version.
Yeah,
The enhanced
but
is like in the biggest of quotes.
So if you buy it on the PSN for PlayStation 3, you're looking at £16. So yeah, $20 basically. Let's say $20.
Yeah, no, that's $15
But if you
too
don't,
much.
if you never bought the original though, I think that's a good deal.
Oh, we got like one of the Tomb Raider reviewer watchers on this corpse of a channel. Hello, officer.
I wouldn't say it's totally a corpse.
We're getting there. It's okay. From the
It's all
inside out.
about Naruto now.
It's all about
Naruto.
oh my word.
Which is a shame because I prefer the Balarosaurus series, to be honest.
I mean, it's being worked on and just can't produce it as fast.
Yeah, because you're too busy making Naruto dubs. I can't even say his name. It's
The people want what they want.
The people want Naruto. Where's Naruto?
um,
I did like that last one actually.
Wasn't the ports for Code Veronica? Didn't they add in that little fucking instruction manual to tell you to not be retarded when it came to the Luger puzzle?
Oh
Yeah,
they
I
had to like literally tell you like, okay, listen, these Lugers, you can't take them. But that was like that was there since CVX.
Yeah, because I was like, were people that retarded?
People just don't want to read. They don't want to observe their environments, you know. They just don't want to.
Gave you the fucking answer to the puzzle inside one of the in-game instruction manuals.
Because the answer to the puzzle, the answer to the puzzle is like Steve does the puzzle for you when you try to leave the area. So if you like are running around in there going like, hey, like what the fuck can I like replace with these Lugers? Or is there like another gun? Like what? And you're just like running around in there looking for something and not finding it. You might. I wouldn't say it has to exist because like if you get tired of looking, you're going to leave and try to search another area, which will trigger the cutscene anyway. So maybe it's just like a lot of people complained like, hey, I spent like a little extra time just running in there looking for shit that just doesn't exist. But like the house is so small. Like it doesn't.
I didn't see any issue with that really, because it's just like you go, oh, okay, well obviously if we remember the broken shotgun in RE1, it's probably like that. I'll just wait until I find something that looks like these and then go and do something else.
That's what I thought, because I was just like, well, I was like, obviously I just need to find a fake pair of fucking Lugers and then just put them there. And it was just like, no, Steve will just do this and be retarded. And I was like, oh.
Claire, help. How does this... I said I was sorry.
I just remembered the moth room now.
I haven't played these games because spiders make me sad. Why?
Is there that many spiders?
I mean, not really. Oh yeah, fuck this. Fuck this moth room. Like this room, miss me. Seriously.
Yeah, it's impossible to not get egged.
God damn, they just don't stay dead. They just keep coming back. If you made the moth room, I hope you've changed jobs. Honestly, like you just.
You should quit.
Mate. This ain't for you, mate. I'm sorry. Good lord. I mean, it's only been an hour 40. I mean, like it feels like we're really gonna have our conclusion. I don't know, man. You gotta throw something else in the fire. You gotta throw another log in there.
I mean, what else can you say about Code Veronica? I mean, Code Veronica, I'd say it's not my favorite Resident Evil. That has to be 2, like out of the originals. Unless we're talking about like remake in general, I think the original remake is the best.
I don't think anyone could dispute that RE1 remake is an incredible remake. It's just perfect, pretty much.
It is the definition of a fucking remake. That is how crazy it is.
They literally did everything. They did everything correctly. They did they put in the modern controls in the Wii version?
You mean the GameCube version?
Yeah, sorry, the GameCube one. In the GameCube one.
I want to say no, because I do own it on the GameCube, and I remember the PC being the first time, and I was like the PC version of the game being the first time, and I was like, oh hell yeah, I can do this now, hell yeah.
Yeah,
like the GameCube was just like,
I think that may have been the only missed opportunity, was not doing that in the original. So if we take the HD remaster, then that one is perfect.
Okay, listen. Tomb Raider Remastered is July, all right? That's when it's happening.
You got 5 more months to go.
I got 4 more months to go on this gaming sabbatical. It's fine.
See, this is why we should have done the Mandela effect this week.
I want I'm gonna let all the dust settle. Any updates, any mods come out for that game happen. I don't want to. I really just I don't like being a day one person, to be honest, because it really does feel like, damn, I have to just like sit there, play it really quick so I can get the review out, and that way I could be relevant. Like, no, I'm just let this thing sort of settle. Let any patches or shit come out, then we can play it. We can replay it. We can get some actual thoughts on it. Then we can go. And it's 4 months because I've stopped playing games for 6 months since January.
I don't know why you chose to do it right before Tomb Raider dropped. It's just
because there's always gonna be an excuse, to be honest. Like there's always gonna be some fucking game coming out. So it's just I'm gonna. I was just
Space Fish just says you might die before then.
It might die before, and if I die, then I just die. Like that's just how it is.
I guess you won't be worrying about it then, will you?
Yeah, I'll just like, I mean, that won't be my problem. I missed the part where that's my problem if I die. Sounds like a whole lot of your problem.
Sounds like our problem. Yeah, who's gonna like moderate the Discord?
Oh my word. Yeah, we just have to see. We just got to flip over. We can't just keep talking about games. You have to be talking about like the war on Ukraine or something about find those 20 women and bring them on for a dating podcast. I'm telling you, that's the winner right there.
Now I think if we had women like that on here, I might kill myself.
I just can't stand it. Those I really can't. I just not for a fucking second, man.
We gotta shell out and get the Palu and Sora waifu dating soon.
Oh my god. That'd be like another thing. I just need to like hold a Smash tournament and then just have like Palu and Sora comment on like how bad people are playing. Like,
that could be fun.
Honestly, like like I was sort of low key waiting for like a live voice changer so I could just do it live versus like having to like edit a VOD of it. But at the same time, get a little cash prize up, get some good Smash players on, get some fun matches, have a bunch of shit talking, buy some characters.
I don't think you could
shit talking.
Could you do like a reaction content using like Palu's voice?
That's all this is. Like there is no more content. It's just reaction. That's all it is.
Why make something new when you could just steal something else that's already there?
When I could just be a millionaire. Fucking just
let the money roll in.
talking shit about other people's work, or just hey, let's look at TikTok and then just like talk about how stupid they are on TikTok. Millions of dollars. Like that's it.
Actually, TikTok reaction stream sounds quite fun, actually.
Do you want? Okay. So I know this says game remat. Let's see what's on page 1 of TikTok. All right, let's go. We'll just raw.
It's gonna be like people twerking or something, isn't it?
I really fucking hope not, but I'm gonna see just page 1. I deliberately don't use TikTok because it's terrible.
I made an account just so I could follow the Palu and Sora TikTok account.
And I still don't even post to that because like I just fucking despise it.
Well, you have to post videos in like
shit
on their side, don't you? It's like, why would you want to do that?
There's a new waifu breeding game on what the fuck?
It's right up your alley, apparently.
I don't want to. Okay, here. Okay. So TikTok number. This is top 4, the very first video that came up. Guess what it is? Guess what?
It's a girl dancing.
It's going to be a girl that exactly. Hold on, let me flip you guys over. Jesus Christ, I'm already exhausted. I know what it's gonna be. I'm already fucking exhausted. Okay. Oh my god, man. All right, do what you're gonna do. Just shut up. I'm just fucking. Oh my god.
Right. Well, let's deconstruct this one.
Fucking Christ! Like what is there to I have tits. People want to fuck me. I exist professional. That's what you do. The fuck out of my life. Jesus Christ. Okay, what's next? Why they teach? Think they can separate us. Can I say something too? Why is music so fucking terrible? And I truly mean that in every fiber of my being. I despise it. It's
Are they about?
what?
Sorry.
Is it what?
Are they about to glue their hands together?
I don't fucking know. I don't know what's happening. This is what happens on here. This is what gets promoted. This is what people are watching all day.
This is why
I'm gonna mute this.
Kids
I'm
are
sorry.
all
I fucking hate
kid-
it.
this is why the kids are all stupid, man.
Yeah, keep playing it. That was it. It was 7 seconds. Why they think they can separate us or separate us?
They can't even spell.
So they glued their hands together. Okay, sure. Okay, you can only play these games. Have a friend. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Is he making porridge?
I don't know. I don't know what this is. Top 10 Rogue. This is just such. Okay. Okay. Are we on a list now? Are we looking at? Are you of age? Let's get out of here. Okay. A good boyfriend would never watch his girlfriend pay. So basically, pay for me, despite the fact I have a job. Entitlement. Now let's move on. I heard the music for. I heard the music for 1 fucking second. Oh my god! I'm sorry. It's all the same thing, man. It's just like the bass is running out there, the drum is hitting the same fucking tempo, and it's just some ass face saying nonsense. I don't even know what he's saying. Remember when people would have to they would have to master an instrument, which would take fucking months of practice, sometimes years. They would have to group up together, perform in unison, and play in a harmony. They would have to be coherent. They would have to know how to adjust their levels live while a singer sings over them. That was entertainment. Now what is this? What the fuck am I listening to?
The built-in music, don't they? Because it gives you music you can.
What am I looking at? What is this?
Some dude who can't grow a mustache, clearly.
Well, it has 246,000 fucking likes.
Bam. We can't even get more than 5.
I'm serious, nigga. Why? Why are we? What? This is 11 seconds of a. That's it. This is all I have.
Sorry, I was busy writing down my arguments. I didn't realize that we were watching fucking TikTok.
Oh my fucking god, dude! I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted just even thinking about it.
Maybe Stats should show his weight loss progress on TikTok.
Okay, I already know. Again, what do you think that A, they're going to dance, or B, they're going to do anything productive, and we're going to do it in front of Chase Bank? In the middle of the fucking... Could you imagine? You're just minding your own business, just driving down as just these two fucks are dancing in front of Chase Bank. Like a full tripod setup. 1, 2, okay. Well, it got you 368,000 fucking likes. So what do I know?
I mean, they're literally laughing all the way to the bank because they got 350,000 views.
This is literally this is the best weapon China has ever employed.
So wait, he just took a bottle of washing up liquid and sprayed it all over the
fucking jerked off. Okay, now we have ILOVEY. Oh, shut the fuck up. How much view? 629,000 for typing on a computer. I'm done. Get me the fuck out of here.
Did you see how the keys light up?
I like how Code Veronica was just so uninteresting.
We had to go to TikTok.
for like a horrible palate cleanser. Horrible.
What's in a palate cleanser? I'm fucking mad. I am fucking just angry.
I'd rather play the PS2 version of Code Veronica.
I think I need some Bubsy 3D, just like kind of low key in the background for a little bit to just like cleanse that fucking cancer. Is this really what people are doing all day?
No, he's using it ironically, Hewitt. So that's okay.
Oh my god. Oh my word. No. Jesus Christ. What is this? What am I watching? You told me this was Bubsy 3D. Like
that's the guy from Breaking Bad, isn't it?
Is this like a video on Bubsy 3D? I'm looking for some long play, man. Yeah, I'm trying to.
It all circled back to Resident Evil.
It all made sense.
Is Jill reacting to Bubsy?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Jill
How the hell this
Bubsy.
game has a 43% is insane too.
Wait, Bubsy 3D has a 43%?
43% on gameplay. That's what it said in the sidebar.
Holy shit, that's kind of wild.
That's way too high. This game is just bad. It
But
makes me nauseated looking at it.
I miss the days when like this was bad and not like TikTok level bad. We're not gonna last. We got some dark days ahead of us. We truly do. Why learn how to be like a mechanical engineer when you can just like put on like a fucking banana suit, jerk off into a Coke bottle, and just make bank? Like why do anything? Truly, why do anything?
Idiots. We're the ones getting it wrong, clearly.
Why
this is what we should be doing?
Fucking work this hard if
that's what I'm saying. We're the idiots. We're the ones that are just going to work when we could be just jerking off.
I mean, that's the thing too. Yeah, like literally, there's just people getting fucked on camera, and they're doing better than you are. I just want you to know.
That's the sad part.
They are doing so much better than you will ever hope to do in your life for being a professional, like a professional faggot. That's it. Jesus Christ.
So we have our statements.
I think we got our statements. Yeah, just go ahead and send me your arguments. I'll do the text dump.
I posted them in the channel Discord chat thing.
Okay. Here's the Xenoblade, and
so same has the same formula, and you have certain. So same has the same formula. Do you want me to change that to anything else? Were you trying to say anything else with that?
Which part? Sorry.
Literally read your input.
Yeah, it has the same formula as the other RE games.
Okay, I'm just gonna put Resident Evil Code Veronica has the same formula is what I'll change that to.
Same formula as classic RE games as they go.
Veronica. Okay, so the Code Veronica dump is in. Go ahead and send me yours.
I just put two separate lines for arguments for Code Veronica and arguments for Metroid Prime.
Okay, thank you.
There wasn't many things I could say to Code Veronica because Code Veronica, it's just a lazy remaster. There's nothing really improved upon it or anything that really changes. It was just like, here, now you can play this game here.
Xenoblade. I better just like make sure all these paragraphs have like some sort of identifying point as to like what game I'm talking about, and I'm gonna do like a mass import.
like how
Okay.
the audience watch Bubsy 3D.
Yeah, you get to watch this. It's better. It's better for you. Bubsy is better for you. It's like
no, Windows Explorer crashed.
There's nobody here.
hell yeah. There's nobody
As it
here.
should.
As it should be. Like, Jesus, fuck me, Christ. Okay. Senior Chicken is calculating. Now let me ask the question. Let's get the verdict. Okay. It gave us the... Can we get the games on the lettered tier list? Oh no, don't mind me pushing in. Please don't interject. Okay, so let's bring up the old notepad.
Oh, God.
So basically,
That
if we've learned anything today, go out, buy a banana suit, and just jerk it. Just go out there and just start right into a Coke bottle, and you'll
you make a fuck ton of money.
You'll be making more than just like doctors with years of schooling. Why not? Who's the real fool? Okay,
They're
so
real idiots.
before we show off the tier list, we gotta ask, what do you think they're gonna be in? What do you think is gonna be the winner?
I think it's going to be Xenoblade.
Unfortunately, I've already seen the answer, so I have to sit out on this one.
You already showed us the answer.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I wasn't looking.
Oh no.
I
Oh
wasn't
no,
looking.
they're still looking at my screen. I played myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say Xenoblade probably because there was just so much to say about it.
Hold on. Well, shit. Well, then, okay, what percentage do you think it's going to be?
For Xenoblade,
Yeah.
probably 95.
Okay. Yeah, like just go across, give some percentages for each of the games. Which one do you think is going to do the best?
You Sandwich Man, what do you think?
I'll go 90% for Xenoblade.
Okay.
And for Metroid Prime, 85.
What about Code Veronica?
Probably 60.
Metroid Prime, I'd probably give it a 90. Code Veronica, maybe a 70.
What about Metroid Prime?
I already said 90.
What about Xenoblade?
Xenoblade, 95.
Well, Sandwich Man is square on the money. All his answers are 100% correct.
Get the fuck out of
He
here.
he cheated. This man, he cheated. He cheated.
Must have been
Cheated.
attacked by subconsciously.
Remember me?
He absorbed the information before you could even post it.
Oh my word. Yep. Xenoblade with a 90%. Metroid Prime with that 85. And B tier is, I wouldn't even say that's B tier. That's too high. I should have fucking shot that.
60%? 60% is like a D.
But I think it's like how I told it to weight the tiers.
Oh, okay.
In like its percentages, but yeah.
Yeah. You just chose a bad remaster.
That's sorry.
I wanted to choose Tomb Raider, but I couldn't.
I know. I'm sorry. You had a Titan, but you had to choose the fucking. You had to choose the secondary.
Should have gone with Halo. You should have just played a little bit of Halo 2 and just like you should have shot that shot. That would have been a much better shot.
I don't know. I think Code Veronica doesn't get talked about enough, so I think it was wanted to be charitable.
There were two Titans going against each other long ago. There was the Blade Honest and the Metronus.
Oh my word.
But yeah, like I said, there was just so much more added to Xenoblade. That's probably what gave it its edge.
And like I would have to agree, like Metroid, like it lost some content in Toe, and Xenoblade like it gained it in Toe. I wouldn't even try to argue against it. Like it's honestly just a better one. I think
you can't discount Metroid. Metroid it's too damn good. It's a solid game, and there's not really much you can improve on it or add to it.
Oh, god damn, man. Okay, we get 5 more. Get 5 more. Join me on the degeneracy rabbit hole.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
The fuck?
Oh, you know. Okay, all front page options again. The first one, younger me putting on a rubber band to see what I would look like with braces. That's it.
No,
That's literally it.
it doesn't look like braces at all.
That's literally it.
Stop putting rubber bands in your fucking mouth.
We're dancing in a public bathroom. Oh my word.
Sure, hope no one has to take a number 2. And then
Reality aesthetics. I don't get it.
But is he trying to get the lid off? Okay.
Okay. I'm just sort of like, okay.
Could have just taken the cap off, really.
What the fuck is this?
Fortnite.
Is this actually Fortnite?
Yeah. Family Guy's in Fortnite now.
What the hell is happening? I'm just lost. I'm just... Okay.
See,
That's is this what the game is now? Like I played this shit like way back when, like 2017, 2018? Last time I touched this game?
was it just a battle royale game back then?
Yeah, I thought like so what, you just have like a bunch of characters now?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
no Goku in there.
That's how they make the money, though, isn't it? They sell skins and shit.
Okay. All right, so this guy just has like Fortnite gameplay.
Don't forget.
Me getting ready to drink Celsius and hit my vape on an empty stomach. I'm already done with this. Just the
How do you
fucking...
drink Celsius? Celsius is a temperature.
I don't fucking...
Celsius is an energy drink.
Oh.
The fucking raptor nails, the fucking bull nose ring you're putting on, just like the videos where it looks like the chick is putting on makeup. I will never fucking understand. I would never will.
I think if you're drinking...
Don't marry single mothers.
Don't marry single mothers, kids. This is fucking...
If you're drinking that shit on an empty stomach, you're going to have a bad time, I think.
Celsius? Like, what the fuck is Celsius? No,
Energy
truly,
drink.
like, energy drink?
I'm so glad that's over.
Yeah. I think we all are.
Oh,
Oh, word.
now we gotta
Well-
think of a topic for next week.
I mean, no, we got a topic bar in there. We got plenty, but we should let's venture out. Let's foray into like let's get mainstream with it. Let's find something spicy to get into. Get some real debate going.
Something controversial.
Something controversial like the what do we got? We have peace in the Middle East. No one ever
it's
talks
been
about
done.
People are porn addicts.
no one ever talks about Australia. I
What
feel
about
like
them?
I mean, Australia is already killing itself with its wildlife. It's already in hard mode. It doesn't really need a very hard.
Oh, word. But either way, that'll wrap up this one. Who did it best? Xenoblade did. The rest of y'all, get the fuck out.
Having fun yet?